So today it's my great pleasure to talk to two up-and-coming architect from Winnipeg, Sasha and Johanna. So thanks a lot. Thank you very much for talking with me today. So my first question to you guys is, I've read from the Canadian Architect, the December 2009 winners list. This is how they describe 5468796 Architecture Inc. You guys were established in 2007 to challenge convention at all scales, from branding, architecture, and design to detailing and engineering systems. So my first question to you guys is about actually branding. So why did you guys, and if my research is right, so why did you guys decide to use the provincially assigned, seemingly random incorporation number as the name instead of traditionally like naming after the founding partners, or even creating or your own distinct brand name?
Good. Well, I guess the name is really a record in history. When we first incorporated the company, we got this number, and then we sort of felt strongly that it would be best if we really could operate as a group and a collective. So when we do have people who are working with us here in our studio, that they would feel part of the company and not as if they're working for partners and under their name. So that's really at the core of it. And the second idea, of course, is that it is this particular time when you can get this particular incorporation number. And so it sort of felt right that we remember that moment through the number itself. Right. And then it was easy enough to plug this into a program that generated the barcode. And so there's information embedded into the barcode logo itself.
Oh, so the barcode logo is from that number.
Yeah, that's right.
The more I know about, the more I read about you guys and whatnot, I'm more fascinated by you guys. So the barcode, like the one that we see going to your website, is the barcode. It's the number, the name of the company.
That's right, and we've been thinking about that. We should really keep scanning it in the stores and see what kind of price architecture runs at these days.
Doesn't work yet.
Right.
$52.95.
$2.95, yeah. Yeah, at first I look at it, hey, it can be just a phone number. I mean, it's too bland and whatnot, but okay, now I get the idea. Just a follow up on that, on the question of the founding of the company. When the firm started, was it just you two architect and the other architecture interns, or there are more than one, like more than you guys as architects?
Well, when we started, it was two of us for the first month, and then now we're many more. Right now we have, I don't know, 6 or 7 here, but there's 11 of us at the moment.
Great, guys.
There it is, wave.
Hi.
You guys, you see. So that's our big desk, and everybody shares that desk in the office.
Thanks
so
for giving me a like a long table, very utilitarian. So
it is.
All right, I guess through the interviews I'll come to the other definition of your company, like this challenging the architecture and design and dealing with engineering systems, and even looking at the cube, which I'll definitely go into the most detail of. There's so much engineering in it. So I guess here's the question. The living architects I personally admire over the years include the likes of Hurme, Douglas Cardinal, Frank Gehry, Santiago, Calaventra, Herzog, and Demuron, or whatever, like a long list of names. What are some living architects you guys admire? And do you guys actually model your company after any one particular architecture firm, or this is all your own creation again?
There's very little information out there on how the companies function otherwise, or firms, if you wish, in architecture. So it wasn't easy to model our practice after something. We sort of are running with it as it comes at us. And Johanna touched on it briefly when she talked about the name also, but we're trying to sort of run an inclusive practice. And the reason we all sit around the same table is not the hierarchy, but more about the exchange of the ideas and information, and the ability to stay in tune with all the projects that are going on in the firm.
That applies to everyone.
And that does apply to everybody, yeah. So everybody is actually in a position where they hear what's going on different projects, and they can contribute if possible, or they can take part in it. And that's in essence the idea of the company. So are we modeling it after somebody else? I'm pretty sure we're not unique. Trying to find our way through the maze of running an architectural business. When you go to school of architecture, they don't teach you about the business side at all. So every step
little bit, but not
very little. That's right. So every step on the way is new and interesting, and it requires sort of certain level of prudence and research and ingenuity to get through it.
But of course, I would add to it that of course we admire a number of architects that are considered world class these days. But what we try to do, and I think we probably admire architects who have an approach that we believe in more so than sort of the end results. And I think that would mean that we try to look at each project new and fresh. And I know it's not unique, but really try to not focus on a certain style, but try to focus on what the project needs and what the typical, or what the specific site conditions are, for example, what the user group needs, and then try to create architecture that we believe in from there.
Right. So how did you two meet? Did you guys meet at the University of Manitoba, or did you guys meet earlier?
We met at U of M at 97?
97.
And we were in the same class, and one of our classmates is here as well from that time. And we went to school together for 5 years before we started working in a company together, in another company together in 2003. And then in 2002, and then 2007 we started this thing.
Oh, okay. So you guys worked together at the previous firm from 2002 to 07 until you guys found this company together.
That's right.
And in school we've done a lot of competitions and projects together as well.
Oh, okay, as a team. So you guys went to school together as classmates.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Since 87, so I guess 13 years we know each other.
Oh, 13 years. Yeah.
Two of us. And Colin as well.
Here's Colin. He's just returned from
Hello. Yeah, Colin's. You haven't seen Colin yet. Oops.
Oh.
Yeah, there he is.
Colin, the gentleman in black.
Yes.
Well, that would describe everybody in the office.
Right.
Colin Alden Neufeld.
Okay. So let me get to the cube now. The cube is kind of what draws attention to me, and seems like it's drawing some international recognitions too. So let me ask you guys, how did you guys come with the idea for the cube? And have you anticipate the controversies that it actually has caused?
Actually, the first thing. Sorry, how did we come up with the ideas? We went through a competition, a limited invited competition for the design.
Oh, okay.
And we submitted 3 different designs, one of which was the cube.
Oh.
And the cube was selected for various reasons. Now, once it was selected, we discussed it in the office openly and knew that it's going to create a whole lot of controversy on a number of different levels. One of which is its placement in the Heritage District,
right?
And how it actually fits the district or doesn't fit the district, or how people will look upon it. And then the other one being the fact that actually the cube is supposed to be not only a performance venue but an exhibition venue, and the recital venue, and it's supposed to be something 365 days a year, as opposed to just a stage, which is primary.
And I would say that that's our concept. That's mainly why we believed in this particular design approach. And it actually stems from the fact that we do live and work right around the area. We're actually just hovering above the Old Market Square, and we used to see the stage empty at 321 days, I believe it was, when we first started the project. And it's sort of a sad scene, because when you just have a band shell or you have a stage that doesn't have a performance on it, the function of that just suggests that there's nothing going on. And we really believe that creating something that would have a life outside of the performance venue function would really be important. for the area.
Yeah.
So the idea, where the idea came from was the Odyssey 2001, or part of the idea, which was the fascination with the object. And we thought if you can create an object that is intriguing and fascinating to people, to passers-by, whether they're in cars or just walking by, then that intrigue can actually carry the message much further than a neatly designed stage. So that's why the stage actually, when it's closed, it resembles, or it is a cube, a shimmering cube and a lit cube that changes color overnight. So it actually has a personality. And the idea of it is that it does have a personality. So it has programming in it to change colors. It'll go pink on Valentine's Day, or go orange on the Halloween and things like that, right? And go green on St. Patrick's Day. So we've done that. So the cube actually becomes a piece or a building, if you wish, in the city that sort of corresponds to what's happening outside of it. In some way or another. We've got some motion sensors as well that are supposed to create reaction when they're connected to the lights, so the cube will light up more if the motion sensors are activated, and so on. So it's always meant to be a living creature in the city.
And I would also add to that it also, our thought was that it would invite artists to put their own mark on it, so it isn't something that just we created, but that there's a projection capacity inside, so video artists could be programming the cube on an ongoing basis. So it isn't just a light show, but actually it's more than that.
Oh, okay. So that is one part I didn't get. So artists can actually create their own video and then project it instead of just the light over at night. Yeah.
So it's an art venue then outside of the concerts and the actual performance activity. It can perform from within and hopefully then create more of a strong art community and provide a venue for them.
Right.
A bit more passive, I guess.
Yeah. So I guess this leads to a question on the projection system. So you basically shape the individual tiny cubes so that the light reflection and whatnot, if you project from inside, it's going to show up, the image is going to show up like
on the outside. That's right, on the screen. That's exactly how it works. Yeah. And that's the that took a fair bit of research and development to figure that out. Figure out how we do that, and at the same time make it flexible and retractable to allow for performances and so on. Yeah, if you get inside a cube, there's a very beautiful piece of concrete, if you wish. The entire cube is held up by this concrete frame that's inside, that provides both the roof for the stage and provides the stairs up to the second level, because there's a second level inside. And the idea is that the way the main stage faces outwards like this, and then there's another rooftop stage, which is meant for smaller performances. So on the roof of the main stage, we have bleachers and seating, so you can actually sit upstairs and take part or look over a smaller performance, a recital. There's about 25 seats on the rooftop of the stage.